Hey, welcome back. If y'all watched my last video, you saw where I got this table for free with a bunch of auction stuff I bought. And this table was trash, but it came with some stuff I couldn't turn down. I had to take it to get the other stuff. What I found out was it is extremely heavy. And so I think it's worth saving, but this top, this old plywood top, is soaked to the bone with diesel oil, gas. It smells terrible. And there's no getting it clean. It's got holes in it. It is broken down all over. You cannot get it clean. I've pressure washed it. It's done for. It is built with some really old wood that is extremely heavy. You had to unload it with a tractor. So because of the workbench size and my lack of workbench space, I've decided to try to save it. It's super old. So let's try to save it. I'm going to just take that top off and see what the frame looks like. I know it's in good shape. I just want to see how it's laid out. I've got an idea of how we might be able to save it. I won't say this thing's built well, but it's definitely built with longevity in mind. These are just the ones I pulled out. These massive 16 P&Ls, 20 P&Ls, whatever they are. And there was about a bajillion roofing nails kind of just tacking it down. So we'll see if I can get that other side up without pulling it out from against the wall. I hope so. I'm going to bore you with that. I'm going to rip the other side up. So after pulling off 72 billion nails, and there's still being 72 billion more roofing nails in that top piece, it's off. Here's just a sampling of what I had to pull out. But she's gonna work just fine, and it's gonna be super sturdy. This is that's a 2x4. That's probably like a 3x5. Well, I don't know. That was a joke. I know there's not 3x5s. But this is some old, rough cut lumber. Where's my tape measure? We'll measure it. Okay, maybe it is a 3x5. Oh. So, what, 4 5/16? Exactly 2 there. So, some heavy ass lumber. Excuse my language. So I'm gonna pop down all these nails, make sure everything's nice and solid still. And then we'll start laying out what the top is gonna look like. I'm gonna do this fast and ugly. And I have said a million times, I'm not a carpenter. I'm not trying to be a carpenter. I'm not trying to make anything fancy. I just want something very usable. I have a boatload of offcuts from a deck I built. So this is gonna be a slatted table. It's gonna be ugly. I'm not going to take the time to cut every single one to length. I'm going to run it like the end of a deck. I'm going to nail them all to one end and then take a circular saw right down the other side to make it flush. It's all about speed and efficiency. So here's what I'm thinking. 2x4 on the front edge to give me a lip and to give me a smooth surface to lean up against when I'm working. Slats made out of these 2x6 offcuts. And now I've got this 2x6 that I had to rip down. That I've got this offcut of. I'll use that as kind of like a back ledge so things don't get pushed off the backside. Not sure how I'm going to attach them. I mean, screws would be the easiest way to go, just decking screws. Maybe I'm not even that much of a hack. I don't know. I don't think I have any screws. Well, let's figure that out. I'll get this one nailed down first though. So I have a fence to push all those up against. So we're getting there. I've got the front ledge screwed on, and I'm starting to lay out these boards. These offcuts have been sitting out in the sun for a hot minute. Literally a hot minute. Literally hot, well, not literally a hot minute. Literally hot, but for a lot longer than a minute. They've been sitting out in the sun for a long time. So I'm having to finagle them into place. There's not going to be perfect cracks here. But what I can do is get every crack as close as possible. This thing's going to have some ridges in it. I'll sand a little bit, but not much. I found a couple old boxes of general purpose construction screws. That's just what I'm using. I'm just putting it on like decking. Be fine. I won't bore you with drilling holes and screwing in construction screws. Let's just set it up and see what happens when I get all the screws in. I'll show you what kind of my plan back here. We're about halfway there. So apparently I wasn't recording anything. I don't know when the last time I recorded was. But here we have cut all of my edges off back here. Flush, just pop the chalk line, cut it down through there with a circular saw, cut this end off. That's the last cut I probably make. And she's pretty well done. I guess I could go get the sander and run over it just to knock down some of the little burrs. I think I've got some poly I could put on it. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. This is going to stay inside. This is pressure treated because it's offcut from a deck, except for this front lip. We'll see, not sure. Well, if it wasn't heavy before, it's heavy now with all this pressure treated lumber on it. She's probably a little weak in the middle because I didn't really, it's kind of built in two stages here, the way they built it a long time ago. I do have to be careful there because there is some give in the middle. I'll go back and I'll address that later. Yeah! That's good height too. It's nice and level. I think I need to sand some. Let me go get my sander. All right, let's take a look at this thing. So I'm ready to put a little poly on it maybe. I don't know. Maybe something just to bring the color out. Probably put one of those vices I got at auction on this end, maybe. I don't know. I'm still going to put a better shelf down there. I'm going to get more offcut. I've got a lot more offcuts. And I'm going to line those two beams down there with offcuts as a short shelf there. That's super sturdy. And then I will reinforce this joint right here to make the two halves of the table more solid. But I will do all that later. Let me get some poly on it and let's try to end the video. All right, so here's what we got. We have a table. A pretty nice table. Pretty heavy duty table. For free, which is cool. I paid $30 for the vise. It came with that old broken down table that we fixed with scrap wood that I had from a deck. And I got a couple bucks in this, so let's take a look at it. So I haven't mounted that vise yet. That's the vise that came with the table. We'll remount it probably right there where it's at. It swivels several different directions, so I'll square the footing up to where it's across two different boards, and we'll drive through and put some bolts in. That little back ledge worked out real nice. They put some lights back there, I don't know. The other auction pieces turned out real nice. I'll use this for random bits and stuff. I don't know what I'll use this for. It's made for bolts, but if those things were loaded down with bolts, it would be extremely heavy because these things, it doesn't have any rollers or anything. And these are heavy. This little power steering box is probably one of my favorites. It still has all the pieces. I mean, I'm not gonna use any of these pieces, but just got them. I may have to sell off the pieces and use it for, I don't know, automotive connectors or something. This little place to put tools down right here. I like it. Good storage under here. I'll still fix those slats to where it'll hold plenty of weight forever. I know this isn't the most exciting video, but we'll get back on the Corvette next week, next video. I'm on it right now. So I'm fixing to get to work on that for a couple hours tonight, and we'll try to knock it out. So thanks for watching, and see y'all later.